Hi, this is Erling and Judy with Travel Trail Sail, and we're camping this weekend at beautiful Belle Isle State Park in Lancaster, Virginia, right along the Rappahannock River. It's a gorgeous setting, kind of a farm feel to it. There's fields of peas growing right now. It's almost harvest time, but it's a great campground to access the water or to bicycle or just to hang out. So come along, we're going to take you on a walk around Belle Isle State Park in Lancaster, Virginia. We're here at the Belle Isle Canoe and Kayak launch, and there's a nice sheltered bay here where you can get out on a boat like a canoe or a kayak. And if you can see behind us, there is a dock where you can launch, so you can actually drive your vehicle in to unload here, and then there's a parking area so that you have a place to leave your vehicle while you're out enjoying the water.
It's a beautiful setting, very calm. It's a great body of water for things like kayaking or canoeing. It's very calm and peaceful, and a beautiful setting for those kinds of water sports.
One thing that's interesting here, and I hadn't seen this before, is that the dock has, if you go to the end of it, that somebody who may have accessibility issues or mobility issues can launch into a kayak. They have a system where they are able to kind of move down in a series of steps to access the kayak and enjoy the water. So that's kind of a nice accessibility feature that's here at Belle Isle.
Yeah, and it's great. I had not seen that before, so a really nice feature. And then along the water here is a nice boardwalk trail that you can walk very easily. It's very accessible, and we will take you down there so you can see what it's like and see some of the beautiful views from that trail.
Yeah, it's a really easy to access trail. It's a wooden boardwalk, and let's go and enjoy a little hike.
Yeah, so come along.
At Belle Isle State Park, they do have a really nice boat launch, and you could launch a boat for all kinds of activities to spend the day on the Rappahannock River.
It's a great large river, great for big motorboats. You can spend the day on there. It's a beautiful river. You also have access here to a screened-in shelter with lots of picnic tables. So you could rent that out if you were having a group or gathering here. And that way you don't have to worry about mosquitoes or flies or things like that.
You know, I think it's the only time I've ever seen a picnic shelter that is screened in, so that's a really nice thing.
Yes, absolutely, because it can get a little buggy, so that is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, and the Rappahannock, like we said, a lot of fun things to do. I have had the opportunity to sail some 38-foot sailboats up and down the river. It is a fantastic place to spend the day, whether you're fishing, sailing, or any other activities. And there are some coves off the river that you can do kayaking and canoeing.
That's right. So this is a great boat launch for motorboats. There's also plenty of parking, so no worries there. So if you'd like to spend the day on the water in a beautiful river, this is a great spot. picnic area at Belle Isle State Park. This is a nice area to bring your family for the day. There are plenty of picnic tables. There is also a nice playground and restrooms available. So it's a nice area to bring your family and enjoy the day.
And you can actually, there's a small beach area right on the Rappahannock. So if you have a football you want to throw in the water or splash around a little bit, it's a small beach but a nice one, so it's a great way to access a little bit of fun on the water. Not too many people can fit on the beach, so maybe 10 or 12. So if there's already another group there, you may have to take your turn. But it's a fun place, like Judy said, with the picnic area and the playground. You could really enjoy a nice afternoon here at Belle Isle.
Absolutely, and if you come just for the day, and if you can bring your bikes, that's also a nice way to spend some time here if you're here just for the day to bike around the park.
Roads are all paved, they're even. We were even talking about what a great place maybe to run our next 5K. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. I think this is a great setting for that. And there's also some nice trails you can access from the picnic area.
We're at the Belle Isle State Park campground, and most of the sites here are reservable. You go online and pick some. There are a few that are available to walk-ins, and when you do get here you can pay camping fees if you haven't paid online already. They do have firewood for sale in case you want to have a nice evening fire. And I'm just going to pan around. There is a very nice bathhouse that has actually laundry and individual stall showers as well as the bathrooms. So we're just going to walk around. There's one campground loop, one main loop with most of the sites on it, and then two sites that are kind of off by themselves. So let's take a walk through Belle Isle State Park campground.
Let's go, Rita. You'll notice that the site-specific sites are clearly labeled bright yellow signs, so those are sites you have to reserve online. Other sites that are first come first serve are just like a plain brown sign that you'll see as we walk through the campground. But it seems like most of the sites are site specific. If you are planning to come for the weekend, I highly recommend that you reserve your spot early and plan ahead, because these sites do fill up on the weekend. Weekday, probably no problem.
Around the outside of the campground is mostly back-in sites, and the entrance to the site is at an angle to the road on all the ones on the main loop. And in the middle of the loop are pull-through sites. They're really long, so they could accommodate even the biggest of RVs.
And it's a very wooded site. Most of the sites are very private, which is really nice, and very level. They're all gravel, but they're all nice and level.
So here's a pull through an example. This is site number 10, and you can see it's a very long pull through. It has water and electric, and then on the side there is another gravel area with a picnic table, a fire ring, and a hook in case you want to hang a lantern. And across the way here we have site number 4 and also 5. Almost considered buddy sites here. They have a shared entrance. Again, you can see how woodsy it is here. Nice deep back end site. And then right next to it is the next site. You know, good basic picnic table.
We may have mentioned this already, but there are only 30 sites at this campground, so it's not a big campground, but it is very, very nice.
It's one of the newer Virginia State campgrounds, if I remember. We've come before though, and we've had a pull-through site. It was very nice. Again, easy to get set up in there and level. But we're going to be walking by. Somebody has a satellite dish out. We tried the TV, over-the-air TV here. And if TV is your thing when camping, you'll probably want a satellite or some DVDs, because we couldn't even get any of the basic channels that we normally get in a campground. So it's a little bit off the grid here.
That's right, and to get Wi-Fi, really, like, if you're close to the camp store, it might work, but in our camper, it was a no-go.
Yeah, we're able to do phone calls and texting, but I wouldn't plan on streaming a video on your phone. And that might not be a big deal to you, and part of the reason to go camping is to get away from all of that, but just so you know, again, it's about 90 miles either way from Richmond or the Hampton Roads area, and not real close to any major cities.
Yeah, so it's very, very quiet here, and at night you will see amazing stars.
Yeah, absolutely. The sky is so clear here. Just looking over here at the busiest place in the mornings, the dump station, and we're gonna head over here to keep on walking. No, but there's a ton of trees, but if you look up the clear spots, we were up last night looking, and it was just amazing how many stars you could see. I think one of the times we were here before, we maybe even saw the Milky Way.
I think so. It was so clear.
We mentioned that the main loop is 28 sites and there's 2 extras. To get to the other 2 they're down this road and very separate from the rest of the campground. So the only thing about those 2 is that they are a 90-degree entry into the site where the others are angled. So if backing up is a little challenging for you, sites 29 and 30 may be a little bit difficult.
That's right. We got here and saw how our site was. We're like, how are we going to back up into that?
But we managed.
We did, and we're still married.
It's always funny when you see the t-shirts and things for "I apologized for what I said when we were backing." But the funny thing is, we've really never had that kind of communication. We do pretty good. Judy's good at guiding me in, and we find our way into the sites.
Lots of practice. But I think even though there are only 30 sites, you could pretty much accommodate any size RV at this campground.
Absolutely.
We have seen some big rigs here, and they seem to fit in just fine.
And sometimes we see a few tents too.
Mm-hmm.
Few people are tent camping, and kind of funny when you see a huge back in or pull through site, and you have a 6-person tent on it. But hey, camping is camping.
That's right. I believe the park has, if you have a group that wants to do primitive camping, you know, like maybe scouts, there is a separate area for that, and I think you have to hike to it.
Yeah, we did that hiking trail before where you could hike to the campsite, and I think it even says you can canoe in if you want. Few hiking trails in this campground. I wouldn't say it's the biggest campground for hiking, but good access to the river and all the other kind of activities like that.
For Virginia residents, if you noticed on the sign, it's $40 a night. Non-Virginia residents, I believe it said $45 a night, so very reasonable.
I like what Virginia State Parks have been doing with their campgrounds, though. This one and Chip Oaks, they have these beautiful new bathhouses, really level sites. So great places to go and get a little bit of nature in here in Virginia.
And if you like wine, there are a few local wineries within easy driving distance from here. We went to 2 yesterday, so that was kind of fun.
It was. A little interesting day trip. I think the closest one is in Kilmarnock.
That's right, and that's about maybe 13 miles away.
Yeah. They also have up here at the end of the campground, actually the beginning of the campground, one cabin, and it actually has a gravel site next to it that looks like you could park an RV next to the cabin if maybe you had a family that wanted to RV camp next to somebody who didn't.
Or didn't have one yet and wanted to get a taste for it.
Yep. We're going to walk up and see that one, but again, you can see beautiful campsites, heavily wooded. And Virginia does a nice thing. They do have recycling stations. A lot of campgrounds don't have that, but here you can recycle glass, aluminum, or plastic. So that's the campground main loop. I mentioned there's 2 sites a little off to the side, but we have now walked around the main loop. Any other things you can think of to share about Belle Isle, Judy?
Well, the only other thing I would say is because of the loop and how level it is and there's not a whole lot of traffic, it really is a nice area for kids to ride their bikes. I would feel very comfortable with kids riding their bikes around here. Again, it's not a big campground. There's pretty much not much chance that they would get lost. So, or end up going down a steep hill or anything like that. So it's a very nice, not only the campground, but just the whole park. It's just really nice for biking.
Absolutely. If you have bikes that you bring camping, this is the place, because to get to, say, the picnic area or the kayak launch area, if you don't want to have to drive, a bicycle sure comes in handy, because the walking distance between those can get a little bit long otherwise.
But we've been here, I think this is our third time, and it's always been a very relaxing visit. So I would highly recommend it.
I agree. I really like Belle Isle State Park. It's a nice place to come and spend a weekend, or a week if you have it. Thanks for joining us on our tour of Belle Isle State Park. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you'd like more information, check out our detailed blog about Belle Isle at traveltrailsail.com. Thank you.